Hello everybody, I am Angry Bird, back with a new Steel Division 2 cast today. Steel Division League Season 3. We have, coming up, Shkodder playing the 17th SS Panzergrenadier Division up against Grey Fox playing Grupa Churina. So, two interesting divisions here. Skoda on the left, playing the 17th SS Panzergren, one of the new divisions from Tribute to D-Day DLC. He's playing them on flatline income. It'll be interesting to see how he gets on. And Grey Fox playing Grupa Churina, a division not really favoured by many players. He's playing them on Vanguard income, so we'll be looking for an early push from him. At least that's what it suggests at this stage. So, 17th SS Panzergrens. Let's have a look at what Shkodder's got in his deck. He's starting off with the SPW-231s and the SPW-233s, pretty standard German units, and I don't think there was anything like too big that was introduced in this division. One of the things to take note of though, the BF traction. One of the French vehicles, that thing I think is the fastest vehicle in the game. I think it's around about 115 kilometers on road. He's got the Flammenwerfers there in that transport, although he doesn't have the Panzerschrecks in that transport, surprisingly. But yeah, the Flammenwerfers should get into position before anything else gets into play from Grey Fox, so that could kind of stunt any early aggression. This could actually be a decent deck to play as a flatline into a Vanguard deck, because Vanguard, the name of the game, you know, aggression early, getting into position right from the get-go, right from the start of the game, getting over the 50-50 line, capturing flags, whereas you're going to be attacking into positions where the enemy already is. You know, the Flammenwerfers, the MG42s, 2 cards in A phase, they're all going to be in position before Grey Fox's units get there, so it's going to be interesting how it plays out. Also 2 Panzerschrecks in the anti-tank tab, so we've got 4 in A phase and then 8 in B phase, so definitely trying to utilize some infantry anti-tank weaponry. Stug 4's in there as well. They're going to be decent against Churina because I think they mostly get T-34 76ers. I don't think they really get T-34 85s in that division, so it's going to be mostly air power that Grey Fox is going to rely on to take down those Stug 4's. Other than that, maybe an overwhelming number of T-34s. I guess his anti-tank guns as well will be utilised, but Shkodder definitely has the heavier tanks with those Stug 4's. Off map in A phase, I mean, we're used to seeing it right now, but that's the only artillery unit in this deck, and then he's going to rely on the Ju-87 G1s in the air tab as well. Let's have a look at Grey Fox's deck. He's on the right hand side in red, playing Grupa Churina on Vanguard income. Starting off with a BA-10M, I can already see one on the ground up north. He does have the T-34 76 Razvedka, yeah, and then it's a hell of a lot of T-34s, mostly T-34s, but he does have those 8 M5s, M5 Stuarts there in A phase. In terms of infantry, I think overall Churina does get some decent infantry. The Strelky DP is very good infantry. He's got quite a lot of them. I think overall, I can't quite recall how many infantry units Skoda had, so I'm not quite sure who's gonna win out in the infantry battle overall. Anti-tank wise, plenty of this 2 guns. They are going to be required to take down those Stugs. He does have the Su-85s actually that can do a reasonable job as well, but doesn't have a great deal of them, taking them in a 2-star veterancy. A couple of cards of Maxims as well, 3 off-map cards in total, and just 1 card of PE3s in B phase, so not so many anti-tank planes as I was thinking at the start of this game. So both players have set down the units, the game is underway, and here we have those traction vehicles rushing forwards, and they're going to get into position way before this PTRS gets there. The MG42 may well kill it off early, and it allows Skoda to really take down these flags and really stunts any early aggression from Vanguard. I really think this 17th SS is set up very well to contest against a Vanguard deployment type. Up in the north, Grey Fox has had a lot more a lot better time. He has captured both of the flags up north before the Volksdeutsche get into position. He does use quite a lot of infantry units coming down this road here, which I've not seen too often, so that's kind of an interesting play here. But Shkodder takes up the early advantage, 14-10, and really establishing some dominance on this southern side, and it doesn't look like Grey Fox is going to fight back at any point in time. Certainly on the very southern side, he's looks like he's going to be making the plays up north. So let's just remind ourselves, on the left hand side in blue we have Shkodder playing the 17th SS on flatline income, up against Grey Fox on the right hand side playing Gruppe Turina on Vanguard income. So Grey Fox should be taking an early lead here, but that's definitely not what has happened. The Maxims do come into position, but they're not really in a fantastic position. They're kind of limited by this light forest here, and I think Grey Fox needs to establish control over the centre ground before those Maxims can move up to the edge of this forest, but it does look like he's doing that with the T-34-76 and the BA-10Ms. There is a Panzerschreck card moving across here, a unit of Panzerschrecks that could surprise Grey Fox in this T-34-76. I don't think he's going to be expecting this Panzerschreck moving into position. Takes the shot and does immediately get the kill. The BA-10Ms do not spot him either, which is very interesting. The Flammenwerf from the Ognamachiki from Grey Fox has actually picked up 2 flags back here. Does get destroyed though, and Grey Fox is going to lose both of those flags once the front line readjusts itself. So complete dominance on the southern side from Skoda. I think he's going to invest into this centre side. It looks like most of his reinforcements are now coming into the centre and northern positions. He's got the southern area sewn up. He's holding the flag that he had from the start in the very northern position. Those Strelke DPs are 3-star from the combat back here up north. Grey Fox completely bypassed the Flammenwerfer. He's not worried about it right now, and he does look like he is starting to get a foothold here. The SPW that was contesting against the BA-10M does take it out, although it is now firing across against another SPW-233, and the SPW should actually, either of these could kill each other here. It's just about who gets the first shot on target, I think. The M42 is moving across that open ground as well. Oh, the SPW goes down. Oh, but so does the BA-10M as well. But a lot of armour now pouring in up to the north with infantry reinforcements, those M5 Stuarts. He is trying to gain control, establish, dominate control over that northern side, and Grey Fox is looking like he's starting to do that. He has 1311 tick right now, and if he can push across this open ground, it could be pretty deadly. But the Stug 4 and the SPWs that are down here, I think, are just going to sit and kind of cover that open ground, prevent any further crossing. Again, Shkodder's losing a flag back here thanks to this M42 and the 52p. Oh, and look at Grey Fox just bypassing infantry units, pushing down the road. If he continues, yeah, I think he's just reallocated that unit there. If he continues, he's going to capture this flag. Shkodder's got to be careful here because he's losing a couple of flags just from, I think, a little bit poor positioning. He has too much down here on this southern side. I don't think he realises, you know, quite how much control he's got. He could do with reallocating a few of these units, you know, further up north. It's definitely a tale of two sides of this map at the moment. Shkodder has complete control of the south. Grey Fox almost has complete control of the north. Really interesting. The Panzerschreck there, I think, did take down one of those M5s. It's moving in position, trying to take down the other one. But Grey Fox is desperately trying to get that out of the way. Will they get the shot off? Will they get the shot off? Yes, they do. And the other M5 goes down as well. So nice kills there from Shkodder with that Panzerschreck. But the 3-star Strelkys have been in there from the start, and I think they are starting to dominate the area. Panzerschreck does go down. The T-34-76 has to be a little bit careful. The Volksdeutschers do have the Panzerschrecks. Wow, look at this T-34-76. It's flanked around the back, but it might go down here to the Stub 4. Yeah, it does so. Strelky DP crossing the river, and an M42 gun engaging the SPWs here. And if that one goes down, the Strelky DP could get into position before anything else comes in from Skoda. Yep, it does go down, and that M42 gun is still there. Very impressive play from Grey Fox over this kind of northern central gap. But it just feels to me there is, unless Grey Fox can establish complete control of this forested area and get in some AT guns, he really needs some AT guns, I think, in this forest edge if he's going to continue. But I'm not sure what he's going to do here. Is he looking for complete dominance over the northern side? And if he does, I guess he doesn't really have to touch the south. I think he's going to need to capture the spawn though in order to do that. But at this stage, it's quite possible. A couple of ZIS-2 guns come in, I think, yeah, to completely try and flank this town. And can Shkodder get back into position in time? There's just one Stub 4 that's really holding Grey Fox back right now. A little bit of an engagement between the Strelky DP and the Volksdeutscher. More infantry units pushing down as well. T-34 is pushing over the open ground, but there is a Pak 38 in there now, and that could deal some significant damage. Interesting how Grey Fox has them on fast move before attack move, so I don't think he's realised this Pak 38 is firing on him, because I think he would stop them. One of them goes down, but he does finally pin down that Pak 38. It should get finished off, although Shkodder moves it back, may well just get away in time. The Strelky DPs have been found by the Volksdeutscher and the SPW-231. They should go down. Oh, there is the two ZIS-2 guns have got into position though. This is very, very, very interesting game so far. Really is. Skoda is pushing back into this forest. This is really interesting. I think Skoda really needs to try and push further on here. I mean, you can see how much equipment Grey Fox is putting into the north. I think he's just too weary at the moment about pushing further on that southern side. In comes the Panzerschreck, does take down the M4A1, but the Tanko Disnikis did get out in time. And they should be able to take control of this area fully. I think Grey Fox is going to fully take control of this northern town. And which way is this game going to go? This is exciting right now. 14-10 to Grey Fox, 10 minutes into this game. But at some point, surely Skoda is going to unleash an attack on the southern side. And right now, Grey Fox is not going to be able to hold back the weight of forces that Skoda has down here. It's a bit of a battle in this centre ground. It's hard to say who's going to win at this point between all of these troops, but the MG42s are definitely in numbers and picking off anything that's out in the open. The Strelky DP survived for a while, fell back, and do eventually go down to the SPW-231s. The problem with these ZIS-2 guns is they are very unsupported right now. And the MG42, if it pushes through, will be able to take them out. And they're quite costly to have in that position. 55 points apiece. Very costly. Yeah, I think they are going to go down now to all of the infantry fire that's just unloaded. I'm kind of surprised Grey Fox continues to have them moving. This is very interesting plays, very interesting plays. Zis 2 takes a shot at the SPW-23 wrong, really needs to get a second shot in. If it can, it may just survive. Oh, it missed! It did not get the kill on that second shot, but the SPW does go down. I think it was possibly the T-34 that took it down. Another unit of Strelky does get into position. Oh, there is a Ju-87G1. Should be able to take down this T-34-76. Don't see any AA on the side of Grey Fox. I think this is going to decimate his armoured forces right now. There is a lot more heading into the battlefield though. I'm constantly looking back down to the southern side to see whether Skoda is launching an attack down there, because I think he could roll over this entire southern flank once he realises. But the Ju-87 G1, is it going to come in and take down this Su-85 as well? Looks like it. Yeah, takes down the first. Oh, don't think he quite microed that to take down the second. In fact, no, it was out of ammunition. It ran out of ammunition, and desperately, Grey Fox needs some AA in there. Does now bring in a Zenart 37mm. But Shkodder has kind of limited Grey Fox at this point. He doesn't have the town, but he is, you know, he's kind of limited him to capturing further flags. So it's tough to say how this is going to play out from here onwards. The Ju-88S1 should, I think, get a double kill here on the two infantry guns coming in. The two bombs do drop off. I think they're 500 kilogram bombs. Yep. Devastating. Devastating. T-34-76 is still coming down here, but without any anti-air cover. There's going to be another Ju-87 G1 just pick them off from the skies. Another couple of Zis 2 guns coming into this centre forest. Oh, look where they're going. Exactly into the arms of the SS Legionary down there. And, oh, I feel sorry for Grey Fox right now. I think those SS Legionary are going to pick up the kills, and that will be two 55-point units. I think there were over 100 points, 110 points go down, and potentially more as well. Oh, the Legionary do open up. Shkodder's backing them away here. Oh, actually, Grey Fox may well get away with this, because I assume that Shkodder doesn't know what's in those transports. Like, if he knew they were Zis 2 guns, I'm not so sure he would back up those SS Legionary. Wow, look at this again. Shkodder's losing 2 flags here because he has no infantry units. Like, just one infantry unit in this compound would hold both of these 2 flags. But nothing in there right now for him. So Grey Fox up to a 15-9 at this point. Looks like he's going to capture the northern flag as well. And if he does push onto the spawn, he could wrap this game up. I think he has to capture the spawn up here on the northern side to wrap this game up. If he doesn't capture the spawn, I think I think Skoda eventually will be able to push back in there. Because at some point Skoda's going to retake these flags, which means Grey Fox has to capture that spawn. But at the moment, it's quite possible. Just 2 Stugs standing in his way, and then if he can fast move those M5s down there, he can do it. This is interesting play. Oh, but Shkodder's put a lot of infantry into that central position. He may well go for a big attack there, and it could be successful. A load of Maxims come in here as well. I imagine they're going to move over the open ground. Very interesting play, how both players are kind of concentrating on opposite flanks. This is really... Oh, wow, look at this set at T-34-76 pushing up as well. Nothing's opposing it right now. The 2 IG-18s are trying to come in here, but Grey Fox just backing that down the hill there. leaving that in position to cover this reinforcing road. And this is so hard to tell what's going to happen here, but Grey Fox has the 16-8. At some point, Shkodder's going to launch an attack in the south, surely. And I think at that point, Grey Fox is going to get found out that he has nothing down here, and Skoda could push through, at least take one flag back here. I think Grey Fox is going to be able to hold these 2 flags back, but he should be able to at least take this flag down here. Back to a 14-10 to Grey Fox. Really hard game to call this. Who's going to win? I have no idea at this point. There's a Zis-2 again pushing across the open ground. He needs to get rid of these Stug 4s. He also needs some anti-air in here because another Ju-87, well, I mean, actually all of his tanks have gone down. Those Stug 4s have managed to clean up a lot of vehicles, and actually, because that T-34 went down, his Strelky have been exposed. The 2 IG-18s are going to make it back into, or make it to the edge of this kind of hill line and really shore up the defense for Shkodder. More IG-18s coming in here. A big battle across this open ground will ensue at some point. The sniper does go down. I wonder whether that affects the recon, the spotting for those Maxims. And I think once these IG-18s get into position, those Maxims are going to go down as well. Shkodder's pushing across his centre ground. This looks like quite a big play for Skoda actually, because if he can capture this centre hill, that's going to relieve a lot of pressure that's constantly coming across this open ground from Grey Fox. I think Grey Fox has to be very careful right now, and Shkodder capturing this flag back here, I think he's going to start to realise there's not a lot down here in this southern side. $13-11 to Grey Fox. He has 17 minutes on the clock to hold off. Some more reinforcements coming up here on the northern side to try and shore up the position. Again, Grey Fox is just Skoda's just losing a flag back here for no reason. He could have a 12-12 right now if he just had one infantry unit brought in to cover that flag. It's not as though they're that costly either. A 20-point unit could come in easily and cover that flag. It's very easy to point this out when you are casting the game though, but when you're playing the game and you're focused on microing in several different places, often you just lose sight of maybe one of the flanks that's been sneaked by the enemy. But look at this capture back here by Shkodder. There is the sniper coming in from Grey Fox and a unit of Strelky DP. I think they will be able to hold off those Legionary once they are spotted. And Grey Fox actually does reassert control of this central ground. So that actually staves off a pretty important attack there for Skoda. So it does give Grey Fox the ability to continue to use this northern kind of, well, central flank, central open ground. But these IG-18s are raining devastation down onto the city, and Shkodder is now starting to push back. He's eliminated a large number of troops that were at the vanguard of Grey Fox's push. Down goes the infantry unit. The flag will get lost here as well. And I think the flag up here is going to get recaptured by Skoda too once this M5 goes down, which it will at some point, easily, to a Stug 4 that eventually gets into position. Yep, it is now recaptured. 12-12 on the clock. And who's going to win out in this game? Shkodder again pushing for a central attack here. After Machiki's facing off against Pioneers, and the Pioneers are going to go down, yeah. Oh, if those, I think the Pioneer Furies are going to survive just in time. Oh, down goes a couple of units in the vehicles there to those IG-18s. A big presence up, well, across the way. And the one problem with the Maxims, the lack of range. 1,200 meters compared to the MG42, 1,500 meters, and the IG-18, 2,000 meters. Although, are they out of HE shells? No. It was just surprising me that they were moving at that point and not firing. I think he lost sight of those Maxims. It looks like Skoda is going to try and attempt to get back into the town, and I think if he concentrates on this southern flag here, he can make it back in. Shkodder has managed to find a sight line onto the T-3476, and the Shkodder should have the advantage here. Definitely has the advantage. I expect he'll go down on this next shot. Yeah, does get the kill. A couple of IL-2KR recon planes coming in here and trying to help out Grey Fox with some ground strafing. And JU-80 AS1 coming in, and ME-109 G6U4, but I'm not sure it's going to be able to take on the IL-2KR. Well, with the help of the 37 mils, he should get the kills. But there is a Zenot 37 on Grey Fox's side as well. And Shkodder decides to call that one back. All planes pretty much all called back. Ooh, big loss. That ZIS-2 gun literally only just came into the field, and that was a big loss there. The only anti-tank unit left up here is the Su-85. So I just think it's a matter of time before Shkodder does relieve pressure on that northern flank. Grey Fox still has the 1311 for now. He's got to hang on for 12 minutes and he will be able to pick up the victory. So it is still possible for him at this point, but it's looking much more difficult. It's going to be a big grind for him to hold on to this game. It really is. Just the Maxims are taking fire from everywhere right now. So many IG-18s firing on those Maxims. just unbelievable. One more round should destroy them. Yeah, there they go. So it looks like Shkodder's again going for that central attack. He has now brought in the Kubel off map, the one card of off map that he had, and I think he had that at the start of the game if I remember. Yeah, he only has one card of it, so it's taken him a while to bring that in, but I guess it is the I think it's a pretty decent call right now. If he off maps this area down here and then pushes back in with infantry as well as his vehicles, he's going to easily pick up the flag, bring it back to a 12-12, and then he can continue to push forwards at this stage. He's got the economic advantage. We are about 23 minutes into this game, so they should be getting back to about equal in terms of the total income that both players have had at this point. Grey Fox from this point onwards is going to start to outmatch Shkodder at this point is going to start to outmatch Grey Fox in the income overall. The longer this game goes on, the more advantage Shkodder will have from this point onwards. Yep, here comes that off map. I'm kind of surprised I think as soon as that off map comes down, the Grenadiers are going to start moving in. And I expect that attack will be successful. Just 2 infantry units in there. I think that attack is going to be successful. Here comes the off map. Yep, here comes the Panzergrens. Pretty standard attack. Yep, and everything else should stop moving now. That's my expectations. I guess he's not really moving forward those Stug-4s at this point. Yeah, 1 unit of infantry has gone down, and the other one remains, but unless he's going to surrender, he's definitely going to surrender. And Shkodder's purchasing more pioneers. He's definitely pushing forwards in this city, and I think this is going to be the attack that wins him the game, because we're back to a 12-12 and time is on his side. Grey Fox is very weak on the south, and he will go down at any point Skoda decides to launch an attack. He's weaker in the centre, than Shkodder, and right now in the north he is being dismantled with those off maps, so I think Shkodder has the advantage, and as long as he doesn't trade terribly at this point in time, I think he's going to pick up the victory. Alphalas do unload out of the SPW 222. Shkodder's going to be using those for the auto cannons rather than the Alphalas himself, but he will, you know, be pleased the Alphalas are going to spot the units in there. He completely sacrificing that one. And here comes another wave of pioneers. Pretty much they're going to be perfectly timed to come in right at the end of this off map and just clean up. Ooh, maybe not quite perfectly timed. Yeah, one of them nearly goes down. The other two are okay. It looks like he's reallocating them. He's reallocating one. Oh, he's going to pick up two big surrenders here if he pushes forwards. Oh, the Tanko Disaniki. Yep, there goes one surrender. Yep, there goes the other. Two big surrenders. We do see an M30 122mm onto the ground right now. It's going to provide some decent artillery, but against the onslaught of this many pioneers backed up by SPW 222s, Stug 4s, IG-18s, and one more off map, which I expect to be dropping down on the top of these two flags any moment now. I don't think Grey Fox is going to be able to resist that push up in the northern side. Reinforcements pouring in. Wow, look at this Panzergren up here. It's got into a very nice position. I did not notice when that happened. T-3476 Redzvedkas coming in to kind of cover off against the open ground, but the Stugs have a massive advantage here. It's only really the Su-85s that can penetrate them. The Redzvedkas are going to have to get much closer than the Stugs. The Stugs will happily battle it out at 2 kilometers. Down comes another off map, and there's just so many troops in here that I think Shkodder's going to find it relatively easily to push back in, and I think reinforcement after reinforcement he's going to make it through eventually. I think it's just a matter of time here before he does. That's what it feels like. Grey Fox is going to have to pull something kind of big out of the bag, and I honestly don't know what that's going to be. Here comes the third and final off map. Ooh, down goes the leader. That takes away a lot of veterancy from the combat. More infantry being brought into the position, but yeah, this looks tough to hold for Grey Fox. Down goes the SU against the Stug 4. It looks like the artillery's coming down onto the position where those IG-18s were, but I'm kind of a bit surprised by that, because yes, taking down the IG-18s is a great move, but where's the play from Grey Fox going to come from? I think he'd be more advantageous just lobbing artillery into this city and hoping for the best, but just look at the numbers that Skoda has up here right now. He's just got so much. The IL-2KRs do come in to try and strafe down that Stug. Oh, but the ME-109s are just going to get right behind, right onto the back. One goes down. Will the other one go down to the following airplane? Yes, it will. And the ME-109s rule the skies for another day. Look at that beautiful skin there. He's going to fly back over the town, spot for his... well, not spot in terms of the game mechanics, but I'm telling the story right now. He's going to spot the units down below and guide his forces from the skies. Not quite in game mechanics terms, but just look at the number of units Skoda has here. It's just... this attack, it just feels unstoppable right now from Grey Fox. There is just no way he's going to stop this. Shkoda's just got too many forces up here on this northern side. Flags are going to fall, and I feel like Grey Fox has the victory right now. Sorry. I feel like Shkodder has the victory right now. I don't see Grey Fox being able to launch an attack anywhere else. He doesn't have the units to launch an attack and gain flags anywhere else across the board. The only thing he can do is just try and pour units in to stop this attack up north, but There's no way he's going to be able to do it. He doesn't know what's here, but I think if he knew exactly how many units Shkodder has, I think he would call the surrender. So 14-10 to Shkodder. It's going to be 28 minutes left on this game, but I'm pretty certain he's going to get the victory at this point. It's just a matter of time. And coincidentally, this is kind of the reason why I think a time limit would be best in this game. I think actually I'd probably be looking at about 55 minutes on the time limit. I think the game is going to run pretty much to 55 minutes. I think Shkodder's going to pick up the 59 at some point, so it's just going to run by the end of the time limit. But I think it's kind of clear at this point that Shkodder's going to pick up the victory. So if Grey Fox doesn't surrender, it's just kind of it's just a waiting game, which is not really fantastic to watch. Whereas a time limit does put some more pressure onto the players. You know, Grey Fox would at least hope to hold on before Shkodder can kind of rain down enough tickets or grab enough tickets off him. I'm not doing a fantastic job of explaining, but I think a time limit would bring an element of pressure in towards the end of the game, because at the moment there isn't really any, like, Shkodder could actually just sit at this 14-10 happily for 26 minutes. And what would that take us to? That would take us to 58 minutes. And if he did that and there was a time limit, he would still win the game. But for Grey Fox, there is no way right now. There's just look at the reinforcements pouring in. There's like nothing to play for right now for him, I don't feel. He knows he's going to, like, if I was in his shoes, I would know I'm going to lose this game right now. Shkodder has a 14-10, he has the income advantage. It's just a matter of time. It's just time. Because there's no time limit, you know, Grey Fox could actually, Shkodder could actually pull back from his positions, get himself to a 12-12 and just stay there forever. But yeah, it's sometimes a little bit tough to commentate as well, because I think this game is kind of sewn up right now, and it's just Skoda dismantling the remnants, the remaining units that Grey Fox has on the field right now. Oh, Stuck 4 does go down there to T-34-76, so nice kill there. Grey Fox going in for another close range kill onto the Stuck 4, and does get the spalling critical. Again, nice kill. Picks off 2 Stuck 4s in a matter of moments there, but there are another 2 in the area, and I don't think he's got another 3. I don't think he's going to get that lucky too often. Here comes another attempt and a close range Stuck kill. Nope, not this time. I think actually that was the Stuck 4 actually damaged the T-34, and then almost the satchel charge from the Pioneers finished the job there. Oh, and I think the satchel charge might finish the job, or the frag grenade might finish the job a second time, unless that T-34 gets out of range in time for the reload. I think he's just going to be out of range. Yeah, he is. Another load of Strelky reinforcements coming in, but I think he's going to be matched by reinforcements on Shkodder's side, and as long as Skoda doesn't run out of units, I think he has this. Oh no, 3 charging T-34s are going to take down this Stuck 4 here. Yeah, side shot from the other one. Maybe he can overwhelm Shkodder, but I just don't see it happening. Long range engagement between the Stuck 4 up here against the T-34-76. The Stuck 4 is definitely going to win this one out. At this kind of range, the T-34 is going to be struggling to penetrate. The Stuck 4 is still going to have a reasonable amount of penetration chance. Gets the hit there. One more shot should finish him off. Ooh, a miss. Let's get tight in on this unit. Oh, bounce. So that Stuck 4. I think isn't going to be able to finish off that. Oh, he does! Right at the last second! Gets the kill on the T-34-76. Shkodder's finally taken back the centre ground. Is he going to make a push down south? I don't think he's going to risk it. But he finally takes back the centre ground, goes up to a 16-8, 10 minutes left on the game. And yeah, I think Shkodder's just going to hold position here. He's just going to hold all of his positions right now, and he's just going to force down the clock for the next 10 minutes. I kind of expect that's what's going to happen. Look at this Panzergren up on the northern side. It's kind of a shame it's not the Aufklar and it's the Panzergren, but really interesting. He's got all the way through here and might be able to inflict some damage on some transports with the MG42. Is it an MG42 or an MG34? No, it is an MG42. Yeah, he won't be able to destroy the after machiking them to half track, but maybe some unarmoured transports, if they come down, he might be able to get the kill. I would say Grey Fox has, you know, started to diminish the infantry on the side of Shkodder, but it's looking a lot more even in here now. But he's lost the central position. I mean, he 16-8 right now. He would have to take 4 flags just to bring it back to a 12-12. He's going to lose another flag up here as well. Yeah, there's no way back into it, because even if he picked up these 2 flags, he needs another 3 flags, and then he needs another one after that to pick up the 13-11. There is no way back into this game for Grey Fox right now. It's just a case of Shkodder kind of finishing things off, and I don't think he actually needs to do anything right now. I think if Skoda just left everything in the exact position it is, didn't even touch anything, I don't think Grey Fox will be able to actually win this game. It was a valiant attempt early on, and it's interesting that he sacrificed this southern side and played so much around this central open ground area, and I felt like there was a moment where he might have captured that spawn, and this is what I was saying earlier. He needed to capture the spawn. If he didn't capture the spawn, Shkodder, he has that available at short range to come in and get units in and recapture this ground. If Grey Fox would have captured this spawn, yeah, these 2 flags back here, this flag back here would have been completely lost, I think, to Shkodder, and then, you know, Grey Fox could have pushed down onto these 2 flags here, and he could have, you know, overwhelmed the northern side. But without that spawn, it was not going to happen, and I think that's what lost it for Grey Fox, the fact that he could not capture that northern spawn. It's a lot more wow, crew kill onto the Stug 4. I think that had been crew kill for quite a while, but that T-34 was taking long range shots at that Stug 4. Oh, the T-34 going down to the... Oh no, I think it was actually the Panzerschreck. Yeah, I was about to say the double Aufklar. I thought, sorry, the WSPW 222. The double SPW 222. I thought that took it down, but no, it was the Panzerschreck in this position here. The 4 units of Panzergrens are going to re-establish control over this flag. Yeah, it's interesting. Grey Fox did pick up those 2 flags, but he was still like 13-11 down at that point. Yeah, so he did fight back really well here. He did capture this central flag as well. He fought back exceptionally well. But there's just no way. There's no way back into it. The Ju-88S1 actually just pinned down all of his own units there. Oh, could you imagine if these after Machuki came in? But no, the surrender finally comes down from Grey Fox. 39 minutes, 48 seconds. I think that was in the bag for Shkodder for the last 10 minutes of that game, but it was just a matter of time. And congratulations to Skoda, picks up the victory, 4,600 kills to 2,800 losses. Commiserations to Grey Fox, but I really love what he did there. I really loved how he just focused on that northern side. He nearly got the spawn. And I think if he would have got that spawn, I think he would have won the game. But yeah, over time, Shkodder was able to finish off Grey Fox and does pick up the victory. I'm not sure if I mentioned this earlier, but this was a Division 2 game, and dipping down from Division 1 into Division 2, and yeah, I will be doing that from time to time. I'm mostly going to be concentrating on Division 1 and Division 2 games, but yeah, I will drop into the lower divisions now and then if there's a particularly good game, then I will try and cover it for sure. Looking through the kills and the losses, it's nothing too kind of major. I think the Ju-87G1 actually did quite a good job of halting Grey Fox's push, and I'm kind of surprised Skoda didn't use that more than he did actually. Because there was no AA up on that northern side. We saw it with the constant Ju-88 attacks, but the Ju-87s, they didn't come in as often as I would have expected. The IG-18s as well. I mean, once those IG-18s, once there was about 6 of those up in that central ground, it just completely halted Grey Fox again. So I think Skoda did a great job of absorbing the vanguard push from Grey Fox and then just stopping it dead at the right time. Stug 4s did a great job as well, but overall they did have the advantage in the tank matchup between the two divisions. There we have it, Shkodder versus Grey Fox. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this game. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And yeah, catch me next time. Thanks very much for watching, guys. I will see you very soon.